Greetings. This is a presentation of the Lehman College Political Club. I'm the advisor, Professor Star, or as people call me, Marriah Star here. And this is a dry run of my presentation, How to Have a Happy Life. It's a presentation I've been giving to my students for the past 4 years at the end of every semester. So on the last day of class, I go right on the board and I give a breakdown, starting with health, then moving to education, then going to professional development, and then building community. So this is what you're going to see. It's 21 slides, and I'm glad you're here, and I will ask for your feedback afterwards. So go ahead. Make a transition to a healthy lifestyle. Now by this, we mean stop eating the foods that will drain you of energy and start eating foods that will give you energy. Now, you see this woman holding a cup of soup, and I assume there might be noodles in there, or could be coffee. But when we say make a transition, stop eating junk food. That's the key element. And start eating things that are very high in protein and will help you to maintain a high energy level so that you can be more productive during the day. Next slide. So start with sodas. Sodas contain high fructose corn syrup. Any soda you look at, whether it's Coke, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Sprite, root beer, it doesn't matter. They all have high fructose corn syrup. Now this is a debilitating element in a drink because it is very low in nutritional value, and it poses the danger of giving you type 2 diabetes if you drink long term. So it will make you obese, it will make you fat, and it will cause you to deteriorate your health. The sugar content is very high, and the fat content will lead you to develop other conditions. So the reason why most people drink sodas nowadays is because they spend so much time in the car driving to and from work, and especially if you have a long commute. You will most likely spend anywhere from an hour to 2 hours going to work and back. So we're talking 4 hours possibly in the car. Now, for those of you who don't drive or take the subway, this isn't that much of a big deal. But even on the subways, people tend to drink sodas. So the problem here is that sodas are very low in nutritional value. And because of the lack of nutritional value, they cause you to drink more and more every day to get the same nutritional content you can get in other drinks, like soy milk. Next slide. So, the dynamic is simple. And this is something that most people understood after watching a documentary called Super Size Me. The more you eat fast food, the hungrier you get, because the nutritional value decreases and the fat content and sugar content increase. So you must eat more to get the same kind of energy every day. So there has been a dramatic increase in type 2 diabetes over the past 20 years as people have eaten larger quantities of fast food, whether it's at McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger King or any other fast food chain. There are many documented incidents where after eating this fast food for many years, the kind of health conditions increase. And so people are forced to spend lots of time in the hospital in their middle years. And this is one of the main reasons why today we have a healthcare crisis. People who commute to work and back and drink this kind of food, drink this kind of liquid and eat fast food, they're the ones who are most susceptible to the heart conditions and medical diseases that will cause the high cost of healthcare. Next slide. So the best alternative is to start eating organic and natural foods. Sushi is one, and the reason why it is good is because it is wrapped in seaweed. Now, for anyone who is familiar with the diet of the Japanese, seaweed is very high in nutritional content because it's collecting all the nutrients from the sea, and it wraps around the rice. And so what you have here is a very compact and delicious delicacy that will give you a very high energy for hours on end after eating this little thing. Other soy products can help you with this as well. So they include soy milk, soybeans, and tofu. Now, many of you may not like the taste of sushi or the taste of tofu or soybeans, but it is an acquired taste. And it's very simple. If you can acquire the taste of beer, you can acquire the taste of tofu and soybeans. It's your choice. The other elements are organic eggs and milk. They help the body to avoid processed chemicals. And the reason they're organic is because the feed that goes into the animals is non-existent. So for most other non-organic foods, cows are fed cornmeal. Sheep are fed cornmeal. In fact, pretty much all farm animals are fed corn. And their diets cause them to get sick. So what you were eating when you eat regular food is the produce from a sick cow. So if you want to improve your diet, go organic. Next slide. Now, here we get into a question of economics. The higher costs of fish and soy products becomes an investment because of higher energy. So imagine going to McDonald's 5 times during the day. You'll be spending lots of money on very large quantities of food. Or spend a fraction of that on a soy product and you'll eat twice. Your overall savings will increase because you're not spending the amounts of money on a frequent basis. So less frequent meals, more energy. And what you will discover is that one high energy meal can last the entire morning, and then at lunch can last the entire afternoon. So what you can do then is reduce the amount of times you eat. And what you do when you reduce the amount of times you eat is you reduce the free radicals in your body. The free radicals are the primary cause of shorter life because they're the elements in your body that cause cell decay and that will cause you to get certain conditions like heart disease. Next slide. So once you save money by eating less, you can build wealth. And this is a key side effect of higher energy because you are working more. So you work more hours and you get to save money on a daily basis because you're eating less, and you also will be spending less on healthcare. Next slide. So with that savings, you should invest. Now this is where most middle class and poor people are ignorant compared to upper class wealthy people. There are different investing instruments. One is a high interest savings account. My wife and I have an e-savings account at Citibank. It gives about a 5% annual percentage yield, or APR, annual percentage rate, annual percentage yield. A certificate of deposit. Longer time periods give higher interest rates. A CD, certificate of deposit, is a way for a bank to attract your money so that they can invest the money on your behalf. Mutual funds. Here, managers invest in stocks for you so that you don't have to play the stock market by yourself. Bonds, these are usually government bonds that are very safe. If you invest in those, they can last 50 to 100 years. Currency. Now, here we're talking about the kind of floating currencies. The dollar, the won, the euro, the yen. Once you start to invest in currencies, you can start to invest in metals like gold and silver. And the best type of investment is real estate. Now, I'm not talking here about flipping houses. I'm talking here about buying real estate which has a long-term growth trend. especially buying a house, say a 4-bedroom house, and then renting it out to 3 different families. So you can get a positive cash flow from their rent every single month. Next slide. So you take this money you have from your investments and you invest in education. You use your money to pay for advanced degrees. Next slide. There are several degree types, and this is where a lot of people tend to be ignorant. There's the associate's degree, associates in arts, associates in science. That's 2 years at a community college. And then there's the BA/BS, bachelor's in arts or science.